thought that was going to be a bit tougher, to be honest. You know, when you're playing at home, it's kind of like you expect a win almost. If you don't win, you're always a little bit disappointed. Away to West Ham next. I'm like, all right, fine, just fucking win. It was one of those like, I don't care how you do it, just win. Doesn't need to be pretty, just win, please. So to win 5-0, a slot special. I am going to be talking all about this one. Do you know, after we had a few great chances early and the keeper's pulling off these saves, I'm like, don't let this be one of those games where the keeper plays a blinder. How has he kept that out? You know, like one of these when Salah missed that first kind of one-on-one where you'd bet your house on him to score. It was a good save. I was like, don't be like this. One of these, the keeper's a hero sort of games. Luckily, I didn't have to wait too long. Lucho. I mean, that is very much our nailed on formation now, isn't it? I mean, my heart breaks for Darwin a little bit. But Diaz in that central role, Gakpo left, Salah right, is magic. Is absolute magic. So Diaz, a bit of luck. Loved just the positivity of when he gets the ball, he's turning straight to goal. He's like, all right, let's see who fucking wants it. Gets a bit of luck because he decides just for a laugh just to play it off a West Ham player. That bounces back to him and he fizzes it. That's what I love about it. I love a nice shot right along the ground, a nice daisy cutter. So it was very much a fucking yes. Now for this goal, I couldn't jump around too much because there was a cat on top of me getting her hair cut. Her hair got all matted. So my future wife, we're back in business. She was chopping all the matted hair off. And I'm there like, the cat's on me and I'm trying to like keep the cat like, all right, go on. Like, trying to strangle. So I had to be a bit reserved. But as I've learned to be around my family, just a fucking... The cat jumped a little, but she was fine. FKN YES Scale, that was a solid 8. And if you didn't catch the goal yourself, here is a representation. As you can see, that's pretty much how it happened, I think. And then Big Gak. Now let's talk about this goal because there's a lot of moving parts to this goal. So first of all, ball is played out. Salah, I'm like, don't touch it, don't touch it. He obviously heard me and all of you who were also shouting, don't touch it. Most importantly, he said Diaz was screaming at him behind him not to touch it. If Diaz is screaming at me, I'm doing what he says. So he leaves it, ball gets played back into him. He does I've never seen this on a football pitch where he kind of does this hop thing, but then also kind of gets the ball and ghosts. It's like he kind of hops up and then hops down, gets the ball and ghosts around him, not while megging him at the same time, and then plays a pass to Gakpo while megging him as well. And Gakpo's like, all right, that's him putting it in. I mean, just magical stuff from Mo. And I'll talk a lot about Salah in this one, but that was very much like, yes, 2 before halftime. Yes, man. A lot of talk on whether Salah meant it or not. He says he didn't mean the first one, but he definitely meant the second one. It was just the maddest bit of play. But anyway, look, if you missed it, here it is so you can see for yourself. As you can see, Salah essentially ghosts the West Ham player and he's like, what? Puts it through the other fella's legs. Big Gak sends it through. The mug can't stop it. FKN YES, man. FKN YES Scale, that's a solid 8. And by the way, with Big Gak, may have jumped the gun last video by saying he is our second best player after Salah, because everyone said, hey, what about Gravenberg? I was like, yeah, fair. But what I should have said was next best attacking player, but just want to clarify. And with Big Gak, like he's getting to who else territory. You know, when he got his goal, that's what instinct comes up to me. Salah's already very much in who else territory. When you get a goal, like who was it? Who else? Big Gak is getting to who else territory. And then, is there anything better than, what was it? It must have only been a couple of minutes after the second, we get a third. Oh, that feeling of getting that third right after you've just got the second, and it's still the first half. It's like, oh, it's 3. Salah with very much a goal that you only score in a rout. He scored a very similar one, I think it was the 4th in the first half against United. I don't think he tries that near post, sort of almost standing shot unless he's fucking feeling it. And you know, if keeper should have done better with that one. But I mean, he barely. It's like he just, you know, when you're in the form of your, you know, there's something about being in the form of your life that just makes you, whatever you touch turn to goals. By which I mean whatever you shoot turn to goals. Amazing the way he just stood there as well. Like, he knows he's already broken a Premier League record of goals and assists in consecutive games, and it's December. You know, this fucking guy, huh? So if you missed it, here's what happened. As you can see, he's sipping on one of his espressos that he enjoys so much, and reading a magazine. Just doing what he does. Instinct. A fucking yes scale, that's an 8 as well. Because at this stage you're like, oh, it's 3-0 away. To get a 3-0 before halftime away. Oh. So second half rolls around and we just continue it on. If you're playing the drinking game on how often I push up my glasses, take a sip. And then fucking Trent, man. Who else? Another who else, man. What I loved about this Trent goal is, at first, when he first scored it, I thought like, oh, he's put some wicked spin on it or something. It's bamboozled the keeper, and then you see it gets the wicked deflection. But what I love about these is like, when a player like Trent is embroiled in media speculation and contract talk and all this sort of stuff, the only way you're going to get any shred of communication from his side is if they happen to score a goal and they do something in their celebration. That's the only way. You're not going to put out anything on Twitter. He seems to be quite like, no, I'm not going to play it out in public sort of thing. But he does this celebration to suggest, as I interpreted it, that it's all talk. All this stuff about him going to Madrid is all talk. He's very much saying, that's a load of bullshit. I am future Liverpool captain. We're going to win this fucking title, and then we're going to win many more with me as captain. And actually, I also hate Jude Bellingham. I've come to my senses. I'm no longer mates with him as well. His celebration seemed to say. Fucking yes scale, that's a 7. Would be 8 if it obviously went in clean, but the fact that it gets the deflection, and it was the 4th, that's going to be a 7. If you miss the goal, here is a artistic representation of it. Hey, Trent, gonna sign the die. So then Slot takes off Gravenberch and Gakpo, who are both on yellows, or on 4 yellows, saving them for the next match. Brings on Jota and Endo. 30 minutes of Endo as well. Slot, you are really spoiling us. Endo comes on and is on the ball pretty much the entirety of that half hour, which I loved as well. Jota, let's just talk about Jota's goal. A bit of twinkle toes from Mo Salah. I mean, look, no disrespect to Mo Salah, he is the best player in the world currently, but I've said previously on videos that I don't like to see him taking on players one-on-one. But when he's in this form, you do what you like, Mo. And breezes past West Ham, and then I thought, oh, when he's about to play the ball, I'm like, play it. I thought he delayed a little bit too long. Who the fuck am I, yeah? He picks the perfect moment, plays it into Jota. Jota does exactly the right thing, curls it in, far post. Fucking yes, man. And if you didn't catch the goal, here you go. Now listen, cards on the table here. I was fucking tired. I've drawn 14 crude drawings in the last 3 games. Right, so there's the goal, right? Salah did some magic down there. That's Jota there. It was very late, alright? Fucking yes scale. Look, now you're gonna think I'm really disrespecting the goal with that drawing and this scale. I'm gonna give it a 6. I gotta try and widen the scope a little bit. It took the keeper got a touch on it on the way in. It was the 5th. It was very much a yes sort of goal. So, it wasn't like a that's the essence of the fucking yes scale. It's not about just the quality of the goal. It's got to be, there's other factors at play too. A few players to single out. Salah, you son of a bitch. He was actually incredibly wasteful for him. He genuinely could have had 7 goals and 4 assists in this game. He had 2 or 3 where you're like, goal, like, oh, he had 2 definitive one-on-ones where he just had nothing but time, him and the keeper. And the keeper made some good stops. But Salah, you could see what I loved even when he was coming off at half time. He's like, because he missed like a sitter, even though he had scored and assisted already in that half. He's coming off all annoyed. Who else? Diaz, fucking love you. I fucking love you playing through the middle, Lucho. McAllister Salah was man of the match. McAllister would come second for me. The way he wins the ball back for, I think it was Salah's goal, huge amount of interceptions and then quick pass in. God, he's such an asset. Jones is really making a case for starting over Szoboszlai. I don't even know what I would prefer at this stage, but that's great. I'm happy with either one. Sobs gets his suspension out of the way, he comes back fresh. Robbo, and you know what, Robbo I thought had a bad first half an hour, and I was like, oh, here comes the pile on. I thought he actually had a good game after that. Joe Gomez looks like he's pulled a hammy or something, so Ibu, I'm going to just step up that rehab, please, mate. Endo looked class when he came on. All of our attackers scored. I mean, this is very much champions material here. You know, no one wants to say it, but you know what this is? This is an eyebrow-raising result. And I love getting them. You know, the one that, like, even if you're not a Liverpool fan, you're just checking live score and you're like, oh, but what's the score of that match? You'd be like, that's all I want. You know? That what that means, what that translates to, is statement win. I was quite surprised. You know what I mean? It's one of them where it's like, okay, we've just beat Leicester 3-1. Right, Leicester, you know, as we discussed last week, are the worst team in the league. But, so to go to West Ham away and win 5-0, a slot special. I've been craving a slot special. Slot says it was one of the few times that you could just sit back and enjoy the team. I mean, we're doing so well. And let's not forget how mental it is, by the way. It's all become very, you know, like expected. Oh, Liverpool should win the league now. No, and I still want to be like, what? What do you mean? On Slot's first season? Even though I predicted it in the pre-season predictions, it's still mental. And I don't want anyone to forget how mental this is. The only icing on the cake would have been if that Van Dijk bit of skill and shot had gone in, where Diaz passes the ball and it's to Van Dijk. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing there? And then he just takes the piss, breezes past the defender, and I'm like, oh, if he'd have curled that in far corner, that would have been a fucking 10, and I would have leapt up. Even if it had been our 10th goal of the game, I would have been like, ugh. But we played like the best team in Europe. And I keep saying Europe, but realistically it's the world. If you're the best team in Europe, let's face it, you're the best team in the world. So Liverpool see out the year in style with a 5-0 away victory to go. I don't even know how many points clear we are. We're 10 clear of Arsenal anyway. And hey, we play Nottingham Forest again soon. Arne Slot has been licking his lips at this upcoming fixture. What a way to see out the year. And look, sorry, I'm in my car again. I have, I think, one more car review and then I'm back in studio after that. Also just wanted to say, since it is the end of the year, thank you so much for the support this year. These are genuinely really sound and it's made this process so enjoyable, and the YouTube is my favorite thing that I do, and it's because I feel like I've found the right audience, and I'm really glad that you guys are enjoying the show. I'm glad how much you enjoy the ramblings of a maniac in his tractor / car. Just want to say thanks so much and hope you have a happy new year. And I hope we all collectively have a very, very happy new year. So thank you for watching. Up the fucking Reds. I'll see you in what, another few hours. Have a great New Year's, and up the fucking Reds.